Watch that first step in 611. It's a doozy. We'll talk about life in the new 6.1.1 reality and more on this episode of the Escape Podcast for Star Wars The Old Republic. Our broadcast astromech today is EPC 337. And playing alongside me is Seema. Hi, Seema. How's it going?
Hi, Max. Going great. We're recording on a Thursday night this week, so that's always fun. And we have been for how long have we been doing this now?
I feel like I want to say 6 months, but it's probably been like 3 years.
Yeah, right.
Because that's how my sense of time goes lately.
Yes, excellent point. Yeah, mine does that too. I decided, we both rolled up new scoundrels, but I decided I'm also going to roll up another operative, and my reasons are as follows. A, I like to have all the things ticking. So it's very sort of addictive to me to be able to be getting XP and renown and conquest, and not that you wouldn't get conquest on off weeks, but I like so in other words, I'm going to play the operative when we're doing imp side and the scoundrel when we're doing pub side.
Yeah.
And two, there's quite a few achievements on both that I don't have. So my plan is to play through the story and get each companion as they come to them and make sure I do all their achievements before they get taken away. Yeah, because I have an operative that's max level operative that I use for crew skill missions and questing and stuff, running missions. But she cannot get all her characters back, all her companions back, so I can't use her to go get these achievements. So
like the companion achievements and stuff. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So that's my plan is because the last week, since 6.1, I've been sort of obsessed with conquest, which is really fracturing my gameplay, right? Because I'll do a few things on one character, they'll hit target, and then I'll go, okay, who's next? And it's great for conquest, and it's been fun. I like doing the things that everybody's sort of making fun of, where you scratch your back and get conquest points. Is kind of fun.
Which we'll talk all about. Yes.
Yeah.
All of the way.
But it has kind of kept me focused on conquest.
I saw this really hilarious meme all about it too. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. I want to see the hilarious meme. So anyway, that's what I've been doing. How about you, Max? What have you been up to?
I have been up to leveling my new scoundrel that we rolled as part of what we were talking about doing for 6.1.1. We'll definitely talk about that, what it feels like to level up in 6.1.1. I mean, that's a whole part of the process, so I'll bury the lead there. I won't spoil it, how far I got in 10 minutes on Tuesday. I've also been doing tons and tons of conquest stuff. It's almost tedious how quickly you have to switch characters when you're doing anything, because hit conquest on another character. All right, I guess I don't want to waste points. I'm going to go log in another character. Like tonight, I would be on my new scoundrel, but in what I did on Tuesday, in not very long amount of time, I got 76,000 conquest points. So I don't want to waste any more there, and my mark hasn't hit conquest this week yet. So the couple things we're going to show off when we talk about conquest, I will do on my mark here. I don't like wasting the points. It's like gotta get that.
It does. You have to get over that. It does feel like wasting.
Yeah, you're right.
I totally agree. It feels like it, but I'm going to have to get over it. I am over it for my main characters, like the Smirk here. I know, because I bring that character to MFN and to Ops pretty consistently. I know that they're always going to be over on Conquest.
Well,
so I kind of accepted it for that. But my level 35, Jedi Guardian that I never play, I'm not going to go to 51K on that one.
Right. You're absolutely right. I don't on any particular day. I think like Smoke, as he says here in the chat room, did 3 million points last week. Lucy got 19 characters to conquest target. I'm not even exhausting the easy stuff every single day. So if I blow some conquest, objectives on a character that's already at 70K, who cares? It's not like it's not like I need them. Because if I really wanted to push a character that day, there's plenty in 15 minutes that I could do to push a character. So you're right. I will get over that. Thank you, Seema. You have saved me. And with that, let's talk about the news.
Now, an Imperial News Network report.
First up in the news, we'll keep hitting this every week because it seems like BioWare continues to keep hitting it every week. They are doing the work to go through all of the threads where they see people talking about issues, make sure that they're tracked, and provide that little bit of feedback that says, hey, we are looking at this. We're talking about it in this thread over here, so catch up on this when it's a duplicate. The couple that caught my eye this week so far were Alderaan Stronghold has a couple glitches. The Balmora bonus series has issues on the Republic side. The bonus series themselves are conquest objectives, aren't they?
Yeah.
So this kind of thing, we might see more of these escalated, and people will be more concerned about that kind of thing because they may have like tried to go and do it to get this objective, and then if they can't, that's going to be difficult. And then this one, which we've mentioned in the past, and they continue to say is a bug, which is the armor collecting. Like here on my mercenary stat talk. Let me show you my stats. I've got 7 of 7 of concentrated fire. But if you look at my achievements, scroll all the way down, go down to Spoils of War, equipment sets. On my Republic Trooper Bounty Hunter, if I go to concentrated fire, it says I'm like at 2 of 7, which is kind of frustrating. That's Apex Predator. Where's my concentrated fire? Hunter Killer. See, I can't even find it now. Right price. Trooper Bounty Hunter. Anyway, that's the deal. What happened was the sets. Yeah, I'm 1 of 7 in achievements, and I have 7 of 7 pieces. If you were buying the pieces and not getting them as drops, they weren't counting as achievements. They have confirmed it as a bug. In fact, I know people that are really focused on the achievements that are going after, just like submitting a ticket and saying, hey, I've got all this set. I did this hard work to collect this set. I did buy a couple pieces, and now I don't have the achievement complete. And I'm an achievement junkie like Thon, and they'll complete it. Now I don't want people to overwhelm support, but yeah, so that's a thing. So keep an eye out for those bugs. Chime in on those threads. It's great that they're paying attention and continuing to provide value in keeping us up to date on what's up. What else we got?
Speaking of bugs, there was some pretty serious breakage in the Bounty Hunter event, which they tried to fix and thought they had fixed, but then realized they hadn't fixed. So the end result was they decided to extend double XP to June 16th. So it was going to be ending in May, and now it's an extra month longer, which I like it. It kind of takes the pressure off. We can do our... I can like level to level 75 on 615.
Yeah. Taking the pressure off just means that you still spend, you probably spend less days. You just do it in the last 3 days because now the pressure's off. Then, on July 3rd, you and I are going to go, is double XP still going on? I got to level my scoundrel. That's how that's going to work.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, double XP for all for an extra month. Woohoo.
Also,
I guess it's for all.
Yeah. And, I joke about it, and I don't feel they need to do, compensation, but there's your compensation. I took off work for this bounty contract week. BioWare, I stayed home and I didn't leave my house all week because of bounty contract week. You should compensate me. So they did. A little bit of extra compensation right out of the gate there. Also in the news, we're talking about 6.11, but actually 6.1.1a is the current patch. I didn't even look at these patch notes. I'll look at them now. Let's do it live, Seema. The sort and direction settings of the Galactic Trade Network. Okay, so sort on the GTN was broken, so that's fixed. Renown level up banner will no longer appear because that was like blocking. It was causing people to crash their GSF ships because it was blocking out their field of view.
Wasn't it also the conquest points one?
It's also the conquest points. Oh, and here we go. The next one. When out of
Oh.
operations or mess mode flashpoints, but they'd better be doing it in GSF also. The conquest achievement banner will only appear if you are out of combat. Because please don't be blocking my view if I'm in combat or in PvP as well.
So that's a good quick fix, but they should make it so that it's in the interface editor.
The CITRO9 droid will no longer spawn in veteran mode, but they don't say a veteran mode or what. I don't know what that is. Its purpose was for master mode only, but it got a little too eager and made it the jump to veteran. Must be Duxon. It must be Duxon.
It must be, yeah.
Never heard of it. The lurking beast in the Huntmaster encounter should no longer appear to be enraged in veteran mode. Good. How about that fire? They don't seem to have fixed that. That's
no, they haven't fixed that.
And the glitching stalker in the beginning of Duxon. The world will no longer be informed about the battery being primed to explode whenever it is fully charged. Okay, so those last three must be Duxon, and they just didn't.
No, that last one. Remember, we would see that message. It was like a debug message because the dent was running around with the battery.
Yeah, but in Duxon, they don't say where this world.
I think that. Oh, you're right. I think they're all in Duxon. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, great. All right. So there's some fixes there. So that's that.
Also, there's a particular report about uprisings that the mobs in uprisings were scaled to level 70, and then when 611 dropped, they went back to level 75. And this is an example of this being responsive to bugs where it kind of worked because the community team answered, thank you for the report, I'll pass it on. And then they came back and said, okay, that is not intended. It is a bug. So it's valuable feedback. Then the thread continued to discuss how it shouldn't be a bug. It should be this way because it was the only thing left in the game that was a challenge, and I'm elite player, so I should be able to. They should stay at level 75, even though the player is level 70.
You all suck, noobs. L2P.
Yeah, L2P. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, did they go in solo without their companion and take their armor off and do it? No, they go in there. And they go in there in their 306 gear with all of their amplifiers min-maxed, and they go in with a group and they say, "This is easy." Okay, well, roll a level 1 and go in. Go do it. You're so elite. Whatever.
I kind of relate though, because that particular thing is not my thing. But when you find something new that you really love and then find out, oh, it wasn't supposed to be that way, it is kind of a downer. But anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, it wasn't that new though. Well, yeah, okay. I'll stop beating up on people. Also, then the Duxon PTS is updated. So Matt Pusevich has been doing some work. Get in there, get on up, all the way up in there in the PTS, and check it out. Containment protocol, mutant Trandoshans have been updated. Apex Vanguard has got a couple bug fixes. It looks like a couple tweaks. Go to it. Get that testing done. Get it all worked out, because then if I ever do it, you'll have done that work for me, and
right.
I will
Yes. Will you please
it.
fix that for us so that if we ever eventually get to it, it'll be all smooth.
Yes, that would be great. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and come in on Saturday and test that. A little guild and community news in the Alea Iacta Est Guild, aie-guild.org. If you are playing Animal Crossing, we literally have over 5,000 characters in World of Warcraft, and it seems like Animal Crossing is bigger right now. We're like one of the biggest guilds in the world in World of Warcraft still these days. And Animal Crossing is just blowing up. And I don't have a Switch, and now I kind of want one, because one side of me feels a little bit left out. And then the other thing is, as I'm watching all the Discord chat go by and people are having fun and going to these others' islands and doing stuff with the turnips, which is like a little bit of a stock
Right, that's what
market
you would
type of thing.
enjoy about it. Yeah.
There's spreadsheets. Spreadsheets are being created, people. I need to go in there and make a spreadsheet.
Right. And the other part about it is, since you can't actually get a Switch right now,
Right. Because I
that
can't.
makes it even more. Yeah.
And each time one of these things comes along and it gets a little bit big, then and it gets popular, that's when I decide to go look for a Switch. And then that's the time you can't get a Switch without paying double price,
Right.
which is where it is right now. So once everybody's bored playing Animal Crossing and it dies down, and then the next thing comes up and Switches are now double price, that's when I'll want to buy a Switch again. That's how they get you.
That is how they get you. And you can't like guard against that, right? Like you can't buy a Switch when they're low, when they're easily available, because when the next new thing comes out anyway, it's going to be the new Switch.
Right. It is. Yeah. All right. Post show, we'll talk a little bit more about Animal Crossing and why it's chores. It's the game with real life debt. We'll talk about that. What about guild? What about our guild? The SWTOR guild, Seema.
So basically, for Conquest, big surprise, we have been going large on both sides, and meeting those very easily. So the new setup for Conquest has made it really easy for us to set. I heard some guilds were having difficulty the first week because they didn't realize how easy it was going to be, and so they didn't pick large when they could have, and so they were feeling a little bit left out. But it's a new week, and now they know. So, also, as always, we have our MFN, which is our open, anybody can join night on Tuesdays. We oftentimes do an operation, in which case, if we do, then you do need to be level 70 to participate in that part. But even after the app, we oftentimes do some rampaging or other things that don't require any particular level, so any level can attend. And you can always join in and voice and harass us while you're doing your own thing in game. So that's our MFN, which stands for Mandatory Fun Night, and mandatory attendance is not what the mandatory is about. So there.
Attendance is not mandatory, just the fun is. That's the tagline. Don't, because mandatory things not contending fun things.
I always feel like if I
do.
say what the letters mean, I have to explain that it's not actually mandatory that you attend, because in many guilds, if there's a raid night, it's mandatory that you attend. Anyway.
Yes. Yeah, that's why we clarify.
I mean, I played in a guild once where you didn't have to attend the guild. I mean, you didn't have to attend the raid, but if you were online, you couldn't be online and not attend the raid.
Oh, damn.
Right. So yeah. So you didn't have to come, but you better not be playing something else. Yeah. Yeah.
You better actually be washing your hair, Seema.
Right. Exactly. Also, I do want to note that Mega this month, or in May, is going to be on the 22nd. It's almost May. It is May. It's technically May for me.
Oh, it is. Wow.
Yeah. So this month's Mega is going to be on the 22nd. We are going to do a Datacron call. So that means if you don't have all your Datacrons, we will have a way of summoning you to some of the more difficult ones.
Yes. We'll do some interesting things. And I heard Marcus has got even some more interesting stuff planned.
He always does.
He likes to shake it up. He likes to move it. Also, in guild news, Spicoli is starting up an ops team, or looking to, just feeling it out right now. If you are, and we've already got, 5 ops nights or 5 ops teams running now? 6? 5? I think we've got 5. So Spicoli is looking to start a 6th one. If you're interested in trying to pick up try to fit it in on another interesting night, we might be overlapping another team that's running, but that's okay. We've got a bunch of stuff going on. We've got a lot of people playing lately. Feel free to give a shout out to Spicoli in our guild Discord and say, hey, that sounds kind of cool. I'd love to jump in on that. Talk about roles and that kind of thing. And Marcus is helping Spicoli get that set up as well. So you could also talk to our officer, Marcus. And of course, shout out to the chat room. Thank you, everyone, for jumping in. And we will talk to you a little bit more after the show when we do our Animal Crossing post show. Animal Crossing cast. We're going to start that up pretty soon, even though I don't even play it. Well, I do play it on my phone, and that's what I'm going to talk about in the post show. Anyway, the game has changed, and we've been living it, and that's what we want to talk about right now, which is what we've been living.
Game changer.
Game changer.
Game changer.
Game changer for.
Game changer for the industry.
So the game has changed. There's two key things that we're really sort of getting the feel of, and now that we're into it a couple weeks, we wanted to circle back and say a little bit of tips and tricks on Conquest would be part one, and part two would be talking about, mostly this is around double XP, but how things are feeling with double XP and all the other bonuses we have. My experience on my Scoundrel in particular was dramatic. Let's put it that way. But let's start with the Conquest, and I saw this funny meme.
It was very funny, if you do say so yourself.
If I do say so myself. And mostly it was funny to me because I made it.
No, it was funny to me too. It was very funny, especially if you go back and view the source material.
It's funny because I made it, and then I watched it myself over and over again and laughed. And then I decided to show a couple other people as well. But I mostly made it for me. So if you ever watched Parks and Rec, Fred Armisen, they did this amazingly hilarious thing, and he improv'd a bunch of stuff. In fact, I have the original audio that's in this version. It was the sister city to Pawnee, where Parks and Rec is based, and they have a town hall, and they invite their sister city, which is this non-democratic military
totally dictatorship.
run dictatorship, and they come over, and this is Fred Armisen, and he's the dictator. He's got all these ribbons, and he's in his military uniform, and they're sitting in this town council meeting, and the citizens are protesting something. They're getting unruly. They're yelling at Leslie or whatever, and he turns to the camera and goes off on this 40-second rant, and it's all about how these protesters would be thrown in jail. And he goes off on what everything else that would get you ending up in jail in his country. And it is hilarious. And it's epic. Anyway, I dubbed over. This is a common meme that people dub over. So here, let me play it for you. And I will do the voices because I know this is a podcast also. So I will speak his dubbed over part that I wrote over the top of it. So this, here it goes. This is outrageous. Where are the conquest points for every little thing? Where are they? This kind of behavior is never tolerated in SWTOR. You level like that, they give you conquest. Right away. No effort, no nothing. Junk selling? We have special points for junk. You are PvPing? Write the points. You roll a new character? Write the points right away. Speeder too fast? Points. Too slow? Points. Charging too high prices on the GTN for armor, blasters? You get points. Are you shorter than Musco? Believe it or not, points. Taller than Musco? Also points. Shorter or taller. You post in Twitch chat about hood toggle? Believe it or not, points. Right away. We have the best conquest in the world because of points.
Yay.
That was my little. Do you like my little performance? I actually practiced that. I did one run through earlier today. A little bit of a practice. Anyway,
I love Fred Armisen, and you were fantastic.
I'm sure because I hyped it so much that nobody thinks this is funny. Now, when you actually get to it, I still think it's funny. I think it's hilarious. We just get points for every little thing, and I was ranting a little bit about it, and it made me think of this, and it made me put the thing. We were joking. We've been joking all week in Discord. Did you sneeze? Conquest points. There you go. So that's where we're at.
Breathe in. Don said, breathe in, breathe out. Conquest points.
Yeah. Breathing, that's conquest. I should do a number wang. Tub over. That's number one. Look that one up. That's hilarious too. So you get a lot of conquest points for a lot of things. We've been exploring some of the easiest ways to get conquest. I'm here in my stronghold because we wanted to talk about a little bit of that. So I'll get to SWTORista's chart as well, because she had a nice little chart. What have you been doing, Seema, though, for your favorite ways to get fast conquest points just on a random character you might log in on?
Well, I
You
kind
logged
of.
out. Where are you? You left to go
Oh,
get
did I?
conquest points. Did you log out?
Sorry.
That's conquest points.
No, I
5K
didn't.
points right there.
AFK out, conquest points.
AFK, conquest points.
So I had actually, before I saw the SWTORista's chart, I had made a list for myself, which I did not put in a spreadsheet. I just put it in a text file of all the sort of super simple ones that you don't have to like do anything for, because I was losing track in my mind of which ones I had done and which ones I hadn't. So I just made this list, and then I put like a tiny little X in front of each one as I do it, so that
About time.
because you can't do them all on one character.
Right. Because you hit 50K.
And of course, and then also some of them won't work, right? Like I can't do crew skills rank up.
Oh, right.
Or and then of course, I deserve compensation because I can't do gain a legacy level.
I agree. That's I feel really left out as far as that one goes.
But I made my own little list, which had the thing, and then I noted on it whether it was daily or infinite or once, and what you had to actually do. So like crew skills, harvesting.
Oh, yeah,
That's one that
harvesting.
I can do on any character. I almost never do the crafting dark project, even though it's a bunch of points in conquest, because I always save it for Monday in case I have a character that needs like 10,000 points. And by then I never do.
And now with as much points as we have, and as many characters as you can push, you don't need to also either, you don't need to waste those mats either, unless you want the dark project.
Right, unless you want the dark project, absolutely.
Which it is
and
useful
then,
for like the companion influence 50 compendium or whatever.
I love the companion influencer one where you raise a rank, because I have a legacy cargo hold, one whole tab that's full of gifts.
I do as well.
That I never use because I just got addicted to, paying to get them up to 50 right away if I want them to be 50. So I can take like almost random gifts out, right? I kind of mouse over them to see if it would be large or not, but I don't worry anymore about, is it the absolute love one, right?
Right.
For each character. I used to always look it up, and I'd get them out and I'd put them in a line, and I'd do like the green ones first and then the blue ones of each rank and all this stuff. Now I just like pull them out, any ones that apply, because all I want to do is give one gift and get one level. And we have like 1,000 companions, right? So
right,
you're always going to have one at level 1 that you can.
Yeah, look at all these level 1 ones still. That's a
and
good
sometimes I have to go out and kill a mob so that I can get a gray item, so that I can sell that, have the companion sell that.
And I'm gonna have Shay Vizsla sell right now. Yeah, that's an interesting one. That's actually changed my.
This is a mistake.
This is a mistake.
It's not, Shay. Go sell my one gray item in my inventory. Why does it not go? It doesn't go away until they are done with their. Oh no, I dismissed her. I didn't tell her to.
And there's one I just noticed today that I hadn't noticed before, which is when you put a utility point, you get.
This is a mistake.
Which is also interesting. Okay,
and I don't think that's listed, is it? Like, are not all of them in the list in the UI?
No, they should all be there. But the selling
I just
of the
never
gray
noticed
items,
that one, I guess.
If somebody has a line on getting like a stack of 999 of a particular gray item, I do have stacks.
Of those coins?
No, I'm not going to sell my coins. My lucky coins? I do have a stack of lucky coins. I have a stack of they took one of the crafting materials out of the game, and then they gave you a gray item in its place, and it was like obsolete crafting material. I have like 700 obsolete crafting material on one of my characters
I don't
still.
know. I've never had to kill. Well, so far, I mean, I've never had to kill more than 1 or 2 mobs to get some gray
There
thing.
you go, 5,000 points because Shavizla sold a junk item for me. Well, yeah, but don't you just want it? Don't you just want a stack of like 999 in your legacy storage in a legacy tab, and then go back to never looting gray items anymore?
I see the appeal.
That's what I'm looking for.
And I'm looking at the conquest panel, and there's nothing in here about
Save some for me.
Well, here, let me try it.
points
Let's
for
confirm.
utilities.
So what'd you say? You had to reassign a utility point. I'm gonna keep pressing buttons until until that panel comes up. K. The answer was K. But see, I'm gonna forget what they are. So let's take a little picture here. All right, I got my.
While you do that, the other thing is you can also change and re-roll an amplifier.
Yes.
Which, if you do that, that's 20k credits. So I'm kind of like reluctant to do that one. Like I might pull that out like on a Tuesday morning if I really need it, but it feels like I want to keep that 20k. It's like how remember how you
20K?
used to not you didn't want to travel in your ship because it costs 3,000 credits.
It didn't. I did not get a conquest reward for assigning utility point. I wonder if you're sub 75.
Or maybe if it's the first time you've done it, or maybe it's not like Decos where you can undo it and then do it.
Right. So that's another one on my easy list, and that's why I have these five decos that are all the same right here. I pick them up. Can I just like? I wonder if I do. I even have? Could I just like replace them with
No, I
another
just do
one?
the same one over and over.
Like if I went to like a different thing and just placed it in all of these places.
And you can just do the same one over and over.
Oh, just pick up
down,
a place?
Up, down, up,
Oh, really?
down.
Pick
Yep.
up place? Pick up
Yep.
place? Oh, look at that. Well, now I'll have to put something else here that's more interesting. Well, I'm not doing
So like
that.
things like crafting, like this week, crafting Invasion Force is 1 time daily. I'm kind of curious as to like, is that the new norm? Because some of these seem like, well, this is only our 2nd week, but so it's kind of early to say, I guess. But some of these seem like they're just part of the new baseline. They're always going to be here every week. I wonder if crafting war supplies and crafting Invasion Force are going to be every week.
Yeah, I wonder. That's interesting. A nice little chart that SWTOR put on Twitter.
Yes, very
I
concise.
didn't find it on her website, but she did put it on Twitter. Is this one, and I was doing a bunch of this stuff too. We've mentioned most of these. Let's see if we missed anything. Crew skill, send somebody a 5 crew skill missions. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Level up a crew skill once per day. Send your companion to sell junk items. Yes. Give a gift to your companion. Yes. Raise a companion's influence level once per day. So it's actually giving a gift is one objective. Raising them from rank 1 to rank 2 influence is another objective. Place the 5 decorations. Just did that. Recalibrate an amplifier. It's only 20k.
I know.
And
it's only 20k.
But now I want to like keep extra, like extra pieces in my inventory here, because each time you roll it, it goes up. So here, this is a crappy amplifier. No, that's ready healing is. And I think ready healing is crappy. I find a crappy amplifier here. Green alpha strike on these greaves. Recalibrate.
Butter Caligax says to roll an amp on a level 3 mod.
On a what?
On a low level mod. Do it on a low level mod.
It's still 20k, isn't it? Is it like much cheaper on a low level mod? Is it not Is it a different price? Oh, maybe he's got a line on saving you that
Yeah.
20K,
Well,
Seema.
that's what I'm assuming. I'm assuming he does have a lot.
Well, here, can we buy a cheap mod off the GTN? No, it's super cheap on the greens. Okay, item modification, level range 1 to, let's say 1 to 40. Subcategory mod, search by price. So here's a blue warding mod 7B, but you got to slot it into something. You can't just roll an amplifier on it on its own, can you? I don't think so. So let's look at my inventory. Yeah, no, you gotta slot it into something. So you'd have to have a shell to slot it into, and then you can roll the amplifier on it. But that's interesting, because then if it starts cheap, each time you roll it, it only goes up a percentage. So I don't want to deposit anything. Look at my Tres Comas.
Max gets distracted. What was I talking about? I have so much money.
Here, wait. I've got my Descent of the Fearless belt that I got from the vendor on the fleet. If you get it for Kai Zyken, they come with mods in it. If you don't get it from Kai Zyken, then they get no mods in them. That's a little harsh. Okay, 2,970 for this blue rating 54 mod to recalibrate it. So there you go, Seema.
What?
If you put a low-level mod in something, it's much cheaper to recalibrate. So
How much was it?
It was 2,900 for a item rating 54 blue mod. So get like a level 10 green mod, stick it in a shell.
That's why I went to the fleet, because I was going to buy one. Lethal mod 5. Okay, now I need a piece of armor to put it in.
Good tip.
I have lots of armor.
Good tip, good tip. Okay, so that was fun. Did we miss anything else here on SWTORistas? Yeah, then roll the amplifier. A couple other things on the conquest stuff. Giving the gifts to the companions and then raising their influence. If you BC figured this out and took one for the team, if you have your alliance commanders in your alliance base and you give them the materials that raise their influence with you, like the locked supply crates, the military equipment, ancient artifacts. So you're going in there and talking to, who is it, Sonoray or whatever. Giving them one of these doesn't count as giving a companion a gift, but if you give them enough so that it raises their influence level, that does count, and it gets you credit. It's just sort of a side curious thing. I probably won't do it that way, but it's good to know. Oh, here's the companion gifts. I knew I had some. I have 8,600 rank 1 Imperial memorabilia. There was a point at some point where these low-level gifts were like really cheap for some reason in one of the transitions for how gifts work. And I got this huge stack of them. So let me get a companion that would who would want a rank 1 Imperial memorabilia gift. Let's see who here.
Darth Hexed, maybe?
Am I Darth Hexed?
No, but yours is probably only 50, yeah.
My Calor Slug Soldier? No.
Hey, Zen.
Scourge. What about Lord Scourge? Yeah, good enough.
Back again.
Hello, Scourge. Care for a gift,
You
buddy?
survived.
I did
Gracious
survive.
of you.
There we go. I gave him a gift and got conquest for giving him a gift, but he's still rank 1, right?
Yeah, you have to rank him up to get the other one.
It's so hard to even find where he is and find what did I say I have here? Scourge? Lord Scourge, there. I gotta, at the rank 1 gifts, I gotta give him like 4 or 5 of them. So there's 1,
Gracious of
2,
you.
These are green
Gracious of you.
as well. Yeah, I think I gotta give him 5 to get to rank 2.
Gracious of you.
Here we go.
Gracious.
Boom, that's what I'm talking about. 7,800 conquest points right there. I'm so amused by this. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. And now I just went from 13k to 44k in just these couple things I was messing around with in my stronghold. Tonight, as we were messing around, Lucy, one of our other officers, said, go do CZ-198. You can pretty much get a character from 0 to 50 just doing CZ-198, which takes about 12 minutes. So that's just you got to do all of the missions and the weekly in CZ-198, and
Yeah.
But that's a really good one. Doing any
And
of
what's
those
new is
heroic
you can
areas.
do it every day now.
Right, which you couldn't before because it was a once a week thing.
Right. I mean, you'd have to switch characters every day. Well, and you'd want to, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be weekly, and now they said they were going to make things more daily, and this is one of them. And CZ-198 and Black Hole were targets last. I guess they're just part of the new baseline. They're going to be every week also.
Yeah, there's a ton of those. How about these? I've been doing a little bit of the rampaging. I have not been doing the bonus series. Did you do any bonus series? Out of curiosity.
I did not. I did not get to bonus series. I still have that in my things to look forward to. I did one bonus mission, which is a
Yes,
different
which is different.
target. But I haven't done any bonus series, which I think I'm gonna do them though on my leveling characters.
Right, that's probably a good place to do it. So bonus mission is when you're doing a mission and it says, bonus kill 20 Imperial soldiers. There's none of the 3 heroic missions on Korriban have a bonus mission associated with it. I did them all 3. I was looking for a bonus mission, didn't have them. But doing a heroic, like a really fast, easy one on one of the starter planets, does count for conquest points for doing a heroic. Find one, and I'm going to create a list, and I think everybody's creating these kinds of lists. Find one that's a heroic with a bonus mission that takes like a minute and a half. That's going to be super fast to do as well.
And one thing I noticed when I was doing a bunch of heroic missions is that, and I don't know if it's true for all of them, but the ones I was doing, the bonus mission for that particular character is only available once a week for that heroic mission.
Yeah. The chat room is saying the bonus series stuff is not worth it.
Yeah, because it's a little bit more of an investment because it's basically a string of quests, a string of missions.
It's not worth it compared to how easy a bunch of this other stuff is. But if you ran out, like in a particular day, if you ran out of this other stuff, it's still going to be relatively easy, and you could go do one, or you just go do it for fun.
It's like what Zen says: is if you do the planetary bonus series, then you're doing it for fun, and you get conquest points for it, as opposed to these other things that are just for the conquest points.
And if you're doing it to level up a character, then all the better.
Although I don't know, I'm gonna have to roll up a new character to level because if you're doing the class story, you're gonna level anyway. So you might not have room to do a bonus series.
Right. Well, right. Right. And we'll talk about that when we get to our next topic. Anything else to wrap up here on Conquest? Here's another one that
I'm having
can't
fun with
do.
it. I know it's a lot of people think it's ridiculous, but I like having things pop up my screen saying, "Yay, you did good."
That's a really good point. And you had well, why don't you talk about what you said earlier about how that's going to bring new people into the idea of conquest as they go along.
I think it will. I think that it could, right? Because like I had my new character, my scoundrel, on the starter planet, and she placed her first utility point and got that pop-up that she got 5,000 points. It was sort of like, wonder what that was. And then as you're leveling and you see it sporadically, and by the time you get to in game, you're sort of already familiar with it. Instead of, you level to 75 and all of a sudden you have to learn everything about conquest.
Right. It's and it's it's a game kind of thing.
And conquest is a big part
thing
of
pops
this
up and you did a
game.
thing.
And
You achieved
yeah.
something. You're an achiever. I achieved things.
I wouldn't go that far, but in my case.
This
But
one.
yeah, so
Where's my
I think
achievement tracker? There we go.
it's a part of making it visible to a new player.
Right. Here's another one that we'll never get, which is expand your stronghold. 7k points for expanding your stronghold. All my strongholds. Well, not. I was gonna say all my strongholds are expanded, but they're not. All my real strongholds are expanded. My fake strongholds that I got from the server merge, my duplicates are not. I don't think.
See, that's another one though. It's not worth the credits to me, at least not yet.
It's like
I mean, I haven't gotten to the point where it's like I've gotten all the conquest characters I want, and I have one more. I mean, I have a character and I can't think of anything to do, so I have to go to, buy a stronghold room. I don't foresee that ever happening.
Wow, even with these merged ones, these duplicate merged ones, there's only I have one Coruscant that is 8 of 9 expansions, and then I have one Rishi that's 3 of 12 expansions. That's a duplicate.
Yeah, I.
Oh wait, no, that Rishi one's not duplicate. I just never unlocked the rest of my Rishi. That's weird.
Like Zen said, the pop-up is good for new and casual players, but maybe veterans should have the ability to turn it off. I agree. And I think they should just put it in the interface editor, and then you could control it all over the place.
That's a great point. It's not in the interface editor, which is kind of annoying. So if you go to interface editor and you would go try to find everything, it's not in the interface editor currently. They need to add it in there. They may need to make it movable, or be able to shut it off. That I totally agree. Okay.
Yeah, that's another one. We have to get compensation for the rep. We can't do the rep rank ups either.
Right.
Well, maybe because I haven't gotten all the cartel market ones.
Yeah, I've got a couple I have more
go
than
spend
the
a few million credits.
I have more than the cartel market ones. I have like Voss I haven't finished. Wait, do you have to rank up? Do you have to get any?
Yeah.
Oh, you have to rank up?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so then Voss, I'm champion and not legend. So
you're just not a real MMO player.
I know. I'm a slacker. GSI, I'm champion, not legend. So I've got one more rank to go in there. And then here, Imperial First Mobile Fleet. I've got 2 ranks I could go in there. But I'm legend and everything else. So there we go. Huh. Wow. Wait, display completed. Display. Yeah. And not started. I must have done the rep from the... There were ways to do the cartel market reps. I think it was this Underworld Exchange. I think they merged all the cartel market reps, and then there is a way to level it without buying things off the cartel market, which is what I did, because I've never bought any boxes. You can get... I think you can get the rep items off of the cartel slot machine, and will give you the rep tokens to level up Underworld Exchange. I believe. Don't quote me on that just yet. I will confirm that if anybody cares, unless I forget to confirm it and try it out, and then somebody else will have to tell me. There you go. Because I got to legend and I've never opened a cartel box. Not never. I'm sure I opened.
Yeah, like I've got it too. So the ones I'm missing are Imperial First Mobile Fleet, which is the GSF one, right?
Yes.
And I didn't realize this. This makes perfect sense to me now that I think about it, but I haven't finished Onderon rep or Iocath rep. So I could conceivably go do some there.
Wait, no, this is Heroic Space and Operation Ascendant Pride missions from the
I'm not
Fleet
gonna
Command. The
GSFs in.
Imperial Fleet is the old school space missions.
How can I not be maxed out on that? I did so many of those.
Because it's
like out.
because when they put this in and what you have to do to get it, it doesn't work off of all of the space missions. It only works off of there's two of the high end ones are the only ones that give you the rep.
Okay, so maybe one day I'll create a new character and level her just with space missions.
Right. There you go. And which is a great way to level up really fast.
I remember I got into it at one point and I was doing all the really tough ones.
Yeah. Yeah, so was I. I mean, obviously I'm halfway through. You have to get well, here, look at your ship. You got to get let's do stat talk on my ship. You got to get the high-end ship parts, and you got to be using your power conversion module, flipping back and forth, so you're charging
Yep.
your going between shield and then charging your blasters up and going to blasters. You have to be using your EMP, the electronic warfare pod. I never bothered with proton torpedoes, but there are a couple bonuses that you have to have the proton torpedoes to get the bonus. Why do I only have a grade 5 missile magazine? There was some reason that
There was
not
one
all
of them
the
where
high-end ones were optimal,
right.
depending on how you wanted to arrange it. Let's talk about the leveling. You did level up your scoundrel a bit, did you not?
I started her on Ord
Over
Mantell,
my scoundrel.
but I haven't finished
Shout
Ord
out.
Mantell like you have. I
Did you find the babies?
found these babies on Ord Mantell. Then I got distracted by rolling up my operative, so I spent. It takes me a while to roll up a new character because not only the customization stuff, but their outfit and sending them money and going through all the mail and
Right. The
so
cosmetics. I mean, that's the important part, right?
yeah. Oh well, yeah.
Now I lost
I don't.
my new scoundrel.
I made my new operative a chiss, and I gotta have the right kind of outfit for her. Something very operative-y looking.
My new scoundrel was down in the list because I was trying to find my other set of XP
Yeah,
gear.
so you logged into everyone, and now
My scoundrel has one set on them, but I was playing my juggernaut, who's like level 70, and I figured, well, put the XP. I have like a high level set with like level. I think I've got level 50 mods in it. So from 50 and up, you wear one set, and from 1 to 50, you wear this other set, which is the one that my scoundrel has in it, which is just empty. So I'm just doing no mods at all, no mods in the gun, no mods in my gear at all, and a level 1 companion. And with that alone, so this is what I did. I went to Ord Mantell. I leveled up to level 10. I did everything. I did all of the bonus. I did the heroics. I went to the fleet and just did the things on the fleet. I didn't do any of the flashpoints or anything else, but I did where you talk to the trainers,
Yeah.
crew skill trainers. I picked up my crew skills. Then I went back to Ord Mantell, finished off all of the class, all of the bonus missions, and all of the heroics. And then I left Ord Mantell and haven't done anything else. And I'm level 30.
Yeah, see, that's why
30.
I think we're not going to really have room to do. I think you kind of have to say, I'm going to do my class story or I'm going to do planetary stuff.
Right. I'm gonna hit level 75 before I get my class ship.
No, you're not.
Well, if I accidentally do Black SLS,
It's some PvP,
5
if
times in a
accidentally
row.
PvP.
Well, you get a lot. You get a lot for doing one PvP and one GSF. You get a lot. You'll get at least a couple levels. So, level 30. I could not believe that. Now, I have an XP boost running. I have my XP gear, my full set of XP gear.
Black
and
SLS.
it's double XP. So I have 3 tiers of bonuses all stacking up.
Yeah, I've been doing that too.
But still, it is extreme. Now, did you put your companion to 50 on your
No, I
scoundrel?
haven't because I want to do my ship droid.
Oh,
So I'm
right. You
waiting
were
till I
saying
get my
that.
ship.
And why did you want to do the
So
ship droid? What was your story there?
I want to do the ship droid because I just want that achievement.
Oh,
But
good
even
point.
then, I might not put him to 50. Yeah, see, I probably will put him to 50 because that's not a waste because I use the ship droids for crew skills.
Right. That's not a bad one to choose for crew skills and for just to have around. I mean, it's kind of funny to run around with a ship droid.
Yeah.
I like to use HK on a couple of my characters, which is another.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a violent killer droid, but still.
And then I think I'm just gonna like go with. Well, I said this before. Like go with the comps is like play it old school and get the comps. I haven't done that in forever because forever what I've been doing with new characters is I just pull out Shay Vizsla, make her level 50, and then she's my companion.
Look at this character here. This character's Ahsoka instead of Ahsoka Tano.
She's smoking hot.
Ahsoka. Sorry, distracted.
People are so creative.
I think I will. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll level up with straight class story and maybe doing some of the side stuff or whatever just seems interesting as I level up to get my to get to 75. And then when I get to 75, I may skip. I probably won't finish the class story because I've done it before on the smuggler, scoundrel, gunslinger. I've done it on my gunslinger, so I don't have to do the class story. But if whatever I find amusing, I'll continue to do. I probably will not be grinding out. I won't be running Black Esselis, as I said, to get levels. I won't be grinding PvP or GSF. I may do 1 or 2. No, I probably won't even do that. Unless I use Zen's technique, which he reminded me, which was a way that I could get one of my ships to get a little bit of starter gear to level it up just a little bit by converting my fleet comms to some sort of token that I can bring over. I still haven't researched that yet, Zen. I see you in the chat room. You're gonna have to remind me when I do eventually get to it, which will maybe be in a week or two, of how I do that. But I definitely want to get my class ship the normal way, and I want to definitely play through all of Coruscant the normal way, and then we'll see where we go from there. It's sort of nice after you finish Coruscant, you get to pick from a couple planets each round. So you could just sort of, you don't have to do the story in order necessarily anymore these days, especially because you're going to be over leveled. I may just see what I feel like doing and doing whatever I'm gonna do whatever I want. Gosh.
I mean, you just to be clear though, you're not exactly over leveled.
Because you're right, but you're not under leveled. Like, because you can be under leveled. If I went to Ilum right now, I would get killed. But if you're over leveled, then you get down leveled and bolstered,
Right.
and it's like you're actually doing stuff on the planet, and it's
right. And you still get like in the any rewards from boxes and stuff that you get
right.
in the course of your gameplay will be for your actual level.
And it's the problem in the old days when you actually over leveled the planet was all of the mobs would be gray.
Mm-hmm.
And you would get no experience, and it would feel bad. It wasn't bad because you wanted to play the story anyway, and you were going to level up by the time you finished your class story anyway, blah, 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 blah. It still felt bad to have all gray mobs and gray
It's actually
missions.
possible on the early planets to find gray mobs. Like if you level to, or at least it used to be. Like you'd be 10 levels above.
Yeah, I think I did not. I don't remember seeing any gray mobs, and I'm level 30. By the time I got done with
maybe that's old thinking on my part.
As I've been on the starter planets, I've been answering questions in open world chat because there's a lot of questions that go back and forth. One thing I wanted to remind people, because there's a lot of not trash talk, but moaning that goes on in in general chat. One of the things that people were moaning about was this double XP makes things too easy. I hate double XP. I wish there was a way you could just turn it off. Well, there is. And I confirmed that it's still there. I believe it's in the supplies area of the fleet. I found him. I went there and confirmed it and found it and then went back to the planet and then just talked about it in general chat. But there's a vendor. There's the ancient alien vendor on the fleet that sells the white Acute module. The white Acute module is the thing where if you click it, it takes the double XP buff off of you and you can level up without double XP. So it exists.
Really? I mean,
Do
doesn't it make you get no XP at all?
No, I think it just removes. Does it make you get
Okay.
no XP? No, I think it just no. No, I know what you're thinking of. I don't think that we have
Just
that
something
kind of
different.
option in Star Wars. Some
Okay.
other MMOs, I think in WoW, don't they have one where you can just stop
Yes.
getting XP altogether?
Yes.
Here we go.
I was playing earlier today on starter on Hutta, and someone in general asked, I'm a bodyguard. Should I use plate armor? And at first I couldn't make sense of the question, and then I remembered, oh yeah. He didn't say plate, he said heavy armor.
Oh, right.
I forgot about light and medium and heavy armor because it hasn't been a thing for so long for me because I just use adaptive armor for everything.
Yeah,
And
that's a good point. Huh.
so he was asking that question. I thought, oh my gosh, this is an actual new player. So I answered him in general. I said, no, yeah, you definitely can wear heavy armor, and
But
he
don't.
said, and do I use mastery and endurance? And I told him those were the right stats because they're the same stats for everyone. Then they said, but you can also use adaptive armor, which stands in for all types of armor. But I just thought, it's kind of heartwarming that there's like brand new people coming into the game.
The last place, always the last place you look. I went around the whole fleet. Yeah, there's new people coming in and they have questions. I kind of get a kick out of speaking up in the general chat and helping people out. I recommend everyone do that. Welcome the new players, help them out. There's going to be plenty of people that aren't very helpful or nice, or they're sarcastic, or tell them to use Alt F4 to zoom in or whatever. You don't have to be that person. Be the attitude that you want to see in the community. How would you want somebody to treat you when you were first new to the game? So here he is, Hathak, the ancient creature. Click on him. He's agree, actually. And he sells the white Acute module. You use it, and it removes bonus experience event boosts while active. All legacy boosts and
there you
XP
go.
boost items retain their effect. So legacy and XP boost, if you've got it on, will retain its effect. So you could still have an XP boost if you wanted like part of the XP, but not all of the XP. But there you go, white Acute module. There it is, and it's 0 credits. You can just go and get it. You can have it. You have to be able to get to the fleet, so you can't do it before you can get to the fleet on a new character. But then when you do, you can shut off double XP. You don't need to whine about it. You whining to whine. All right. Anything else on the leveling experience or how you're feeling here in 6.1.1, Seema? Have things
No, I'm just
changed for
looking
the better?
forward to. I think we're going to run out of levels before we run out of double XP, so we might be rolling up 1 or 2 more characters. We'll see.
Yeah. I don't know if things have changed for the better, but they've changed for good. Is that I think that's from Wicked, the musical. Or they haven't changed for good, but they changed for the better. I don't know. But I'm having fun with it, and it's not as ridiculous as I have ranted about it being, and as weird as I claimed that the low-level conquest stuff is, I'm fine with it. It's fine.
Yeah.
We're all fine here. How are you?
I'm fine with it.
All right. All right. So that is, I think that'll wrap it up for this week. I hope everyone else is having fun as well. If you want to hear how else we're having fun, next week we might bring in somebody was gone for a while and is coming back to the game and hear how that experience is going. Until then, if you want to find out what we're doing, keep up with us on Twitter at MaxTheGray and at AIESEMA. If you know any people that should be playing the game with us, that's why we're doing this podcast. Tell them to come check us out on Starforge is our server, aie-guild.org. We've got a big link in the upper right now that says join our guild Discord. Just click it, get on in there. You can join our mandatory fun nights on Tuesday nights, or our monthly epic game activities, or the new ops team that we're putting together. Remember that. Check in with Spicoli and Marcus. Get on that new ops team. And follow our podcast on YouTube/New Overlords, on Twitch.tv/New Overlords. I post it every week on Reddit, and it gets no upvotes, so you could see it there if you get in there quick before it gets downvoted for whatever reason. When I post pictures of bosses' butts, they get 100 upvotes in about 5 minutes, but that's how it goes. Chonk Daddy just ran by, just so you know. Otherwise, we're happy to have you listen to the podcast. Thank you very much, and we will talk to you soon.
Later, everyone.